They say that geography is destiny, and, well, if you look at Austria in the 1700s, it looks more like a funeral. You have Prussia militarizing in the north because someone has eyes on Silesia a bit earlier than normal. Poland-Lithuania to the east, better known as free real estate, and the Ottomans to the south, whose greatest achievement is taking too long to die, and those are just your major rivals. Playing Austria is not just about empire building, but also about management, mainly crisis management. When you try to take out one major rival, another might attempt to open up on a flank. Welcome back to Scrolling Strategy. Today we are laying out the first 25 turns for Austria. Our goal is to stabilize the Habsburg lands while removing our rivals as best we can and lead a path to Austrian dominance over Europe. Before we get into our turns, let's take a look and see why Austria starts the way it does.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
From the Peace of Westphalia in 1648, concluding the 30 Years' War, this curtailed the Habsburg influence within the Holy Roman Empire. It did, however, allow the Habsburgs to consolidate their authority in its hereditary lands in Central Europe, including Austria, Bohemia, and Hungary. With the limited influence in Central Europe, they shifted focus eastward against the Ottoman incursions. This led to the Second Siege of Vienna in 1683, which saw an Ottoman force of 150,000 besieging the city from July 14th to September 12th. The Habsburg defended with around 16,000 troops. Relief did arrive via the Holy League, a coalition of around 80,000 troops, including around 20,000 Polish hussars, which culminated in the defense cavalry charge on September 12th that routed the Ottomans, halting their advance into Europe. Subsequent campaigns in the Great Turkish War between 1683 and 1699 ended in the Treaty of Karlowitz on January 26, 1699, giving the Habsburgs most of Hungary, Transylvania, parts of Croatia, and Slovenia, which doubled their domain and established dominance in the Danube basin. Expansion continued through the Austro-Turkish War of 1716 to 1718, with victories at Petrovaradin and Belgrade securing the Banat, northern Serbia, and portions of Wallachia through the Treaty of Passarwitz on July 21, 1718. Austria is a lot of crisis management at once, and in order to solve that, we're going to solve one of our two issues that's going to happen by turn 3, and that's going to be war with Prussia. The way we're going to do that is sell them Silesia for about 8,000 to 9,000. That's going to funnel us money in order to do a lot of investment early on so we can utilize a higher infrastructure by turn 4. So that way we can use interior lines, which comes from Frederick the Great, because Prague, Vienna, Hungary are all centered pretty much. We can use the interior lines to hop in between them or stay near them and hop in defense and have a supporting army on that goes in between, because by turn 3 or 4, Poland's going to attack us. Same thing with the Ottoman Empire, at least on hard or higher. As we play defense in the north, we're going to utilize the south and the weakened Ottoman state to do a J-hook all the way to Istanbul and then up and around the mountain pass on the other side of Transylvania, up into Poland. And then once we've secured Poland, we'll then, if we have enough time, strike onto Prussia. We're gonna move our gentlemen into our school. We're gonna go for canister shots so we get the upper hand when it comes to anti-infantry and cavalry. We're gonna get this guy. Actually, we're gonna do that in a second. First thing we're gonna do is go to Prussia. We're gonna go to regions. We're gonna go to Silesia. We're going to go to payments, and we are going to demand 9,000. And we'll also see if we can slap in a trade agreement. All right, they don't want that. Bam, there we go. Awesome. All right, $8,000 of influx cash. Let's put our infrastructure up all across the center for the top portion before we do anything else. All right, then we are going to increase our opera house in our 2 major cities. We'll do our craft work for Weaver's Cottage in Croatia. We're going to do our farm over in Hungary. And then for our armies, the movement, what we're going to do is move this one up into Prague. They're going to get this one. And these ones are going to converge over into Hungary. I'm sorry, into Austria. They're going to come down south. These will be used to take Bosnia, Serbia. This one's going to hold Transylvania, which we're going to put in 2 cav and a line. I'm sorry, a militia. Then over here, in order to support our defensive army, we'll build 3 line. I'm going to add in 2 militia up in Bohemia, and that's going to be it for any recruitment. Now that our funds are flush, well, now that our funds are pretty much depleted, let's go for our trade agreement so people can't just jip us for money. There we go. There's one. I know these 3 are not going to take any. And then we have Saxony, maybe? Sure. And Württemberg. That brings up to about 5,000 a turn. All right, let's move our priest down to Bosnia. Just want you on the edge right there. That way you can strike next turn. All right, with the 5 we have, these 3 are going to go up into that one. Let's then build another 3, 2 demis, and a couple militia. Actually, we can build a militia in Hungary. And 2 cav. That'll be another army right there, and that can sit in Hungary and play defense. Get Prague finished up. That gives us our army in Prague to be pretty decent right there. That will be it for turn 2. That's what I thought. The general in this army. Let's go lower. Actually, we're going to keep it up. Awesome. Prussia now wants a trade agreement. Heck yeah, take it. Alright. Let's start our war with the Ottoman Empire early. And to bring in the barbarians. That means stay awesome. Alright. Auto resolve that one. Fix that. I doubt this is gonna work. It seems to never do it. That's what I thought. Alright. Come tell me what they have in Athens. Get into Bohemia. Build the mine. Extra cash. We're going to upgrade the church in Austria to hopefully get a second Catholic priest. That's going to be it for this turn. Let's check our ministers, see if we have any better ones. We have a 4-star, pious, and good at justice. We already have a 5-star. +1 to management, and you have, yeah, you're the climate for reform guy. +1 management for treasury. There we go. You're going there. Alright. We're going to put a governor's residence in Bosnia. I'm sorry, Sarajevo. And let's actually build the Browdy House, too. Poland's already making a move into here. Pikemen and a... Okay. Can auto-resolve the pikemen. Actually, give me this, this. Or take Serbia. And we'll repair Serbia. Alright, and now we will need to reinforce these 3 just a bit more. And then we can have our sweeping J. Just move him down here. The only worry is going to be is if Prussia decides to go to war with us. But that way we have a defense here through the woods. We're going to build the barracks in Prague so we have a second place that can build us wonderful things like line infantry. Then we'll also end up needing to build the cannon foundry so we can gain a second spot to get the cannons from. We're going to drop our policies down. Alright. Now that canister shot's done, we're going to go to carbines. The reason why is that way we can get our carabiners. They're great to have on the field right now. Get them out. A general in this army. Do a little bit of repairing. And then we'll take on this one. We got shift a line over here, or militia. That way there's actually some range. Auto, bam. And then back in. We're going to build the governor's residence there as well. We should be able to take out Poland here. And back in. We're going to take our army in Transylvania and get them through the mountain. And to assist in some level of defense, we'll put in a militia. Move him close to that and move them there. Upper hand. Alright. Oh, you can only do point. It's so frustrating. Get you through to take Moldavia so we can start taking that. Alright. Let's have this one take this army. I'm sure we can all be fine. Next problem is you moved way the heck far away. Crush those ones. How are we doing here? 57. You guys need it. You're gonna need it. I want to have these at least a little higher than standard 120. Thanks, Bavaria. Just leaving a nice little army next to Bohemia. Alright, and we're gonna fight this one. Alright, turn 7. Take this one out. Just auto it because it's a single unit. And we'll use this one to take out this. Just cannons. And then we will position ourselves. Oh, can we get him? Yes. We're going to build a royal observatory in Austria, in Vienna. Then we will also do militia. Then we'll go take Moldavia. Auto-resolve that one. Alright, and then that is going to be turn 7. Yes, I will take a trade agreement with Great Britain. Yep, alright, knew this was happening. Okay. Alright, turn 8. Serbia and Bosnia, they need to get some love. Alright, we're gonna repair here. Where'd he go? Did he get discovered and killed? I want to see what else they had. Alright, anyway, he's gone. Repair this one. Repairing that. We have 1,000 left. What? Oh, we got to upgrade Moldavia. And I don't think we have any. Oh, Russia is friendly with us now, and we can open up a trade. You want square? What, you're going to give me square for military access? And yeah, I'll take that. Still want a trade agreement with you. Ah! Can I not get a trade? Okay, cool. Well, then I'll go to the Confederacy and get one. I'll try one more time. Let's try one more time. I'm not giving you Transylvania. Alright, and for turn 9, we finished carbines. Woo! And we have a riot. Fantastic. Love it. Let's get this army moving closer to Bulgaria. We'll repair the farm that they destroyed, and then we will silence the rebels. And auto-resolve. Serbia, we're going to build the governor's mansion, so that way we can get the better repression. And we're going to do the same thing when it comes to Bosnia, so that way we can pull these armies off here, hopefully. In Transylvania, we're going to build a carabiner, and that's going to be it for turn 9. Alright, and in turn 10, we have a rebellion going on in Moldavia, so let's give our army just a bit of replenishment, so that way they're going to be good. Let's continue to build this one up a bit. Over in Transylvania, we're going to recruit a cannon and 2 cavalry and a militia, 2 militia. We're going to take our larger army up north and actually move forward start moving into Poland. And we're going to go seize Bulgaria, auto-resolve it. And we'll repair. And that will be turn 10. In between turn 10 and 11, we have the rebellion going on in Moldavia, actually attacking. So let's do this. Alrighty, so we're able to crush the rebels. And for turn 11, we get an agent. Fantabulous. You actually going to send over to Poland. We'll take our large army and start sweeping up some of the guys that Poland's got walking around. We're going to take our army that was outside of Poland and move it into to attempt to capture Warsaw. Over in Prague, we are going to end up building the Royal Observatory as well and a cannon foundry. That is going to end it for turn 11. In between turn 11 and 12, Poland's decided to actually want to try to keep their city, so we're going to fight them. Alrighty, and pretty much crush what resistance we had in Poland. Alright, for turn 12, we are going to start over in Bulgaria. We're going to repair. The next turn we'll actually build. We're going to improve for the governor's mansion in Moldavia. And we're going to take Poland. Just auto that one because everybody ran away. All right. Send our gentlemen up to West Prussia to see what they have. About nothing. We're going to use the last little bit of our cash this turn to start raising up another army in Austria that we can then use for this flank. Since we've actually outstretched using interior lines. That's going to be it for turn 12. For turn 13, we're going to start over in Poland. We're going to repair our capital building and our barracks. Pretty much the whole shebang. Actually, I don't need to repair the Admiralty because I'm not dealing with ships really right now. Get a carabiner in there just so we get some additional mobile firepower. We're going to bring the army from Serbia and bring it up into Austria to assist in defense against Prussia. Over in Transylvania, I'm actually going to drop 1 militia, and just that way we can get this army moving quicker. So that way next turn we can move them up to Lalau, and they can help move up onto this flank. In Moldavia, we're going to take out the rebels. Just auto that one. Auto them again. That way they're gone. And move them back in. Repair what they broke in between turns. Alright, that will do it for turn 13. During turn 14, we are going to finish putting our army into Vienna. In Prague, we're going to recruit a carabiner and a militia. Actually, we'll make it a line. And let's stop Prussia from trying to take Poland. Alright, we are scraping by on economy. Can't get a trade agreement from Russia. I don't want to give you those things. Thank you. All right, let's go Poland maybe. Awesome. Get a militia. I'm gonna go for it. And we've taken Saxony. That's gonna be it for this turn. Hopefully should be good enough to support against Poland, or support against Prussia. All right, let's fight this one. Okay, that oh man, hard one defense on Poland. When the hell? I thought, oh, it's the rebels. All right, I guess we're going back into it. All right, and we actually were able to hold that, thank God. This army needs a lot of love. And this one needs to go back. This unit needs to go back so bad. All right, let's do this. We're gonna leave these guys behind. The rest of these are coming back here to help support. This army is safe to come off now. Awesome. Gonna bring that one up. Move this one up here. That way we'll have our allies actually supporting us. I don't know if they'll be able to reach Vienna. We're gonna risk it, see what happens. That is going to be into this turn. We're gonna finish getting our army that was coming from Sarajevo into Vienna. In Prague, we're gonna do a line infantry and a carabiner. And in Vienna, we are going to really bump up this army by giving them some line. And actually, no, we'll do a line, carabiner, and another militia. We'll finally repair Palau. All right, we're gonna go once more and try to give peace to Prussia. Oh, they took it, sweet. All right, cool. That gives us some ability to rearm and focus on Poland. We'll send a trade agreement as well. Oh, they don't want it. All right, cool. All right, for Russia, we'll send a trade agreement. Awesome. And I also want to see if we cannot get them to be a ally. All right, that sucks. I'm hoping that we could, because then it would be great to use them against Poland. But hey, Hanover, would you like trade? Yes. Alrighty, so let's repair Saxony. For our army in Vienna, we're going to recruit a carabiner, a demi-cannon, and a line. Let's do 2 line. Over in Bulgaria, in order to keep peace, we're going to replenish a couple of the troops. We'll do some repair around Poland in order to bring it back up to snuff. We're going to burn the college down in Poland because we don't need it. For our army in Poland, what we're going to do is take our general, our line, 2 of our better militia, and our carabiner, and our larger cannon, and we're going to go move them to go seize Lalau back. And Westphalia. Yes, we'll take that deal. All right, now we have an extra 1,000 and another trade agreement. Let's go back to some of our stuff. Oh, that's in the other one. You're getting burned down. You can get repaired. Can't afford it. The Admiralty there. Can put our money into our stuff over here, though. We're going to start by taking Lalau. We're going to fight this one. Oh, bam. There we go. Taking Lalau back. And we're going to repair that. Whoop. And we will repair our iron workshop as well. And that's going to be it. We're going to take our army in Vienna and move it forward to this iron mine. So that way we can strike on Silesia in case Prussia decides to attack. We have a rebellion going on in Poland. Let's recruit some guys to assist. We're going to repair our army. We're going to put a general in there, and then let's recruit carabiner and a militia. We're going to take the extra recruits over in Vienna and move them up to Saxony. We're going to use our army in our iron mine in order to take out the Polish rebels. Do a quick auto resolve. Oh, that was horrible. All right, we're going to end our turn there. All right, and then we're going to have to defend Poland against the rebels. To solid defense, we're going to go to Bulgaria. We're going to build the governor's mansion real quick, so that way we can hopefully fix that area up. We'll reduce taxes over in Lalau, so that way we can pull this army off and put them back into our Polish one. We're going to take our army from that we moved to take the rebels out and put them back into the iron mines. We're going to replenish some of their troop numbers. We're going to move our army from Moldavia up to Lalau. We're going to finish putting our army into Poland and get them to prep to take East Prussia. We'll take our army over in Laos and shift them over to prep to take Lithuania. We're going to try to get a alliance with Russia, so that way hopefully they won't join in a war when we go to war with Poland. Solid. We're going to try to get a trade agreement again with the Mughal Empire. Back. We'll do a carabiner and we'll do a line infantry. All right, we are going to put a coaching in where in Poland. We're going to get these two armies to join. They're going to get prepped to take Gdansk. We're going to bring our army that is sitting in next to Allow. They're going to come up to Poland to help just hold it. We're going to move this demi-cannon into that one. And this army is going to get... just pay for a line. We'll do a line infantry in there. And that's going to be a turn. Alright, we're going to finish our moving our army into Poland. Give them 2 militia. We're going to declare war on Prussia and do a full-scale invasion. Siege down Gdansk. We use this army to take Silesia. And then we'll be moving the larger army here. Take Berlin. Supported by our secondary. Alright, we'll start over at Gdansk. Alright, and there we go. Gdansk down. Time to take Silesia. Alright, we have Silesia back under our control. Now for the big one, Berlin. And like that, we have taken out Prussia. Let's see, Savoy for a trade agreement? Sure. Start at turn 25. All we've done is really repair items in Brandenburg, and that pretty much spent all of our money. So, as you can see, there's not much left to do in this turn. But what we have been able to successfully do in 25 turns is seize some of the lands from the Ottoman Empire in the south. Granted, if you beat Venice to the run of Istanbul, there you go. We didn't, but it happens. We've cut Poland in half, and we've took all of Prussia in one fell swoop on turn 24. The only thing that's left is to mop up Hanover and go to war with Poland. Now, you do have to be careful when you go to war with Poland because Russia is also your ally and their ally. Depending on who they like more, they will or won't side with you.